Good day, my word study friend. Welcome to day 100 of our 360. Today's 100. Welcome to day 100 of our 365 days Bible reading series. I am Elizabeth and you're welcome to today's reading. Today our Bible reading will take you from the books of 1 Kings chapter 3 to 5. So do well to stay tuned till the end of today's reading series. And God bless you.
1 Kings chapter 3. And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter, and brought her into the city of David, until he had made an end of building his own house, and the house of the Lord, and the wall of Jerusalem round about. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built unto the name of the Lord until those days. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar. In Gibeon the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, Ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, Thou hast shewed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee, and thou hast kept from him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, and it is this day. And now, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child, and I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen a great people, that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitude. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For he is able to judge this thy so great a people. And the speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing. And God said unto him, Because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast asked riches for thyself, nor have asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Lo, I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou would walk in my ways, and keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem, and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and offered up burnt offerings, and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house. And this woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it. And she arose at midnight, and took my son from beside my bed, while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king. Then said the king, The one said, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is the dead. And the other said, Nay, but the son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in 2, and give half to the one, and the half to the other. Then spake the woman whose the living child was unto the king, for her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said, Let it neither be mine nor thine, but divide it. And the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof. And all Israel heard the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw that the wisdom of God was in him to do judgment. In the book of 1 Kings chapter 3, King Solomon married Pharaoh's daughter, and even in that same chapter, God appeared to Solomon in a dream and asked him to make a request, one thing from him. And Solomon asked for an understanding heart to rule the people who he had given him to rule. And God was impressed with his request, and even added riches We granted him the desire of his heart and added riches and added long life to him as well. And in that same chapter, the first test was that some women came to Solomon, two women that had given birth around the same time and lived in the same house and had no people living with them. They brought a dead child and a live child, saying that one of the women's child had died and the other was alive, but the other one had exchanged the live child for her dead, and it caused a dispute. And an unwise king would have not known what to do, but Solomon said they should bring forth a sword, and he was able to understand that there would be an emotional attachment between a mother and a real mother and a child. And he said they should cut off the child, and the woman that said they should please just leave the child and give it to the other woman instead of them cutting up the child like the other woman insisted, was discerned to be the real mother of the child, because she was able to have mercy on the child and seek for the betterment of the child. And when the whole of Israel heard the judgment that Solomon had given unto this case, they knew that he had the fear of God, and they feared him as well. He had the wisdom and understanding of God. And that was what happened in 1 Kings chapter 3. 1 Kings chapter 4. So King Solomon was king over all Israel, and these were the princes which he had: Azariah the son of Zadok the priest, Elihoreph and Ahiah the sons of Shisha scribes, Jehoshaphat the son of Ahilud the recorder, and Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was over the host, and Zadok and Abiathar were the priests, and Azariah the son of Nathan was over the officers, and Zabud the son of Nathan was principal officer and the king's friend, and Ahashah was over the household, and Adoniram the son of Abda was over the tribute. And Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month in a year made provision. And these are their names: the son of Hur in Mount Ephraim, the son of Decah in Makaz, and in Shaalbim, and in Beth Shemesh, and Elon Beth Hanan, the son of Hesed in Areboth. To him pertained Sokoh and all the land of Hepher, the son of Abinadab, in all the region of Dor, which had Taphat the daughter of Solomon to wife. Baana the son of Ahilud. To him pertained Tahanak and Megiddo and Beth Shean, which is by Zatanah beneath Jezreel, from Beth Shean to Abel Mohala, even unto the place that is beyond Jokneam. The son of Geba in Ramoth Gilead. To him pertained the towns of Jer, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead. To him also pertained the region of Argob, which is in Bashan, 80 great cities with walls and brazen bars. Ahinadab the son of Iddo had Mahanaim. Ahimaaz was in Naphtali. He also took Bashmath, the daughter of Solomon, to wife. Baana the son of Hoshai was in Asher and in Aloth. Jehoshaphat the son of Paruah in Issachar. Shimei the son of Elah in Benjamin. Geba the son of Uri was in the country of Gilead, in the country of Sihon the king of Amorites, and of Og king of Bashan, and he was the only officer which was in the land. Judah and Israel were many as the sand which is by the sea in the multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. And Solomon reigned over all the kingdoms from the river unto the land of the Philistines, and unto the border of Egypt. They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life. Solomon's provision for one day was 30 measures of fine flour, and 80 measures of meal, 10 fat oxen, and 20 oxen out of the pastures, and 100 sheep, beside hats, and rearbucks, and fowl deer, and fatted fowl. For he had dominion over all the region on this side the river, from Tissa even to Azza, over all the kings on this side the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him. And Judah and Israel dwelt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. And Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. And those officers provided victual for King Solomon, and for all that came unto King Solomon's table, every man in his month. They lacked nothing. Barley also and straw for the horses and dromedaries brought they unto the place where the officers were, every man according to his charge. And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding, exceeding much, and gladness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite, and Heman the Calcol, and Dada the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts, and of fowl, and of creeping things, and of fishes. And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. First Kings chapter 5 highlights all the princes that Solomon had under him while he ruled, and also it highlights how Solomon was wiser than all the kings, and his wisdom was known far and near, far and wide around the world, and how he feared God and walked in his commandments. And it also talks about how Solomon excelled in his riches and how he was wise and he multiplied. First Kings chapter 5. And Hiram king of Tyre sent his servant unto Solomon, for he had heard that they had anointed him king in the room of his father, for Hiram was ever a lover of David. And Solomon sent to Hiram, saying, Thou knowest how that David my father could not build an house unto the name of the Lord his God, for the walls which were about him on every side, until the Lord put them under the soles of his feet. But now the Lord my God hath given me rest on every side, so that there is neither adversary nor evil occurrent. And behold, I propose to build an house unto the name of the Lord my God, as the Lord spake unto David my father, saying, Thy son, whom I will set upon the throne in thy room, he shall build an house unto my name. Now therefore command thou that they hew me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servant shall be with thy servants, and unto thee will I give hire for thy servants according to all that thou shalt appoint. For thou knowest that there is not among us any that can skill to hew timber like unto the Sidonians. And it came to pass, when Hiram heard the words of Solomon, that he rejoiced greatly, and said, Blessed be the Lord this day, which hath given unto David a wise son over this great people. And Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have considered the things which thou sentest to me for, and I will do all thy desire concerning timber of cedar, and concerning timber of fir. My servant shall bring them down from Lebanon unto the sea, and I will convey them by the sea in floats unto the place that thou shalt appoint me, and will cause them to be discharged there. And thou shalt receive them, and thou shalt accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. So Hiram gave Solomon cedar trees and fir trees according to all his desire. And Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household, and 20 measures of pure oil. Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year. And the Lord gave Solomon wisdom as he promised him, and there was peace between Hiram and Solomon, and they two made a league together. And King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men, and he sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home. And Adoniram was over the levy. And Solomon had 10,000 that bare burdens, and 80,000 hewers in the mountains, beside the chief of Solomon's officers which were over the work, 3,300 which ruled over the people that wrought the work. And the king commanded, and they brought great stones, costly stones, and huge stones, to lay the foundation of the house. And Solomon's builder and Hiram's builders did hew them, and the stones carriers, so they prepared timber and stone to build the house. In the book of First Kings chapter 6, King Solomon made a league with King Hiram of Tyre, who was a lover of David, for the supply of cedar, of quality cedar, for the building of the house of the Lord. And King Hiram was excited about this offer, because he would exchange it for food for his people. And this was how Solomon used to build the house of the Lord, through this cedar wood that he had he got through King Hiram of Tyre. And the house of the Lord was built to specification with stones and quality things, and even in the house of the Lord it was not allowed that they would hit or hammer inside, but they installed things after they had been built outside. They fitted it inside the house. The house of the Lord was complete after 7 years.
I've had a swell time studying God's word with you today. I hope to see you for another time tomorrow studying God's word. God bless you.